Okay. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. So it's quite a while. We have presented a, a, a a meetup as a Kochi meetup group. Actually, uh, you know, some unforeseen projects or some other commitments. Which were hindering us for this activity. But we are trying to regroup ourselves, and we are trying to bring back some interesting topics for the rest of the year. So that's the plan. So welcome everyone to the Kochi Meetup Group once again. Uh, Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic actually. So now we all know that everyone is running behind the artificial intelligence, LLMs, Anthropic, MCP servers. So you know the path is very clear for everybody, right? So that's how it goes now. So we thought of having some interesting topics, picking up and presenting it. Then we got something like in the form of retail transformation with artificial intelligence. So and we have a very uh, you know interesting speaker as well to discuss about this. So before that, getting into that, I just want to give a bit of introduction about the Kochi Meetup Group. Apurna, can you move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So Kochi Meetup Group. So we are trying to be more vibrant in the coming days into the community. Basically, we are trying to bring together all the developers, architects, all the integration professionals, IT leaders. So we are trying to, bring all these enthusiasts to one single platform. That's our core goal. And through our meetups, we are trying to explore the latest innovations in MuleSoft and other enterprise integration technologies, including API management, AI-driven integrations, right? Agentic AI, a bit of data view if possible, because data view, I still believe that that data view has got a lot of relevance in the context, even though we talk a lot about AI, right? So understanding that data view code is very, very critical in the integration. So each session we are trying to feature expert talks. That is our goal, and we believe that the learning is most effective when it's shared, right? And our mission is to foster a strong local community that drives innovation, collaboration in the API integrations, and what we're trying to achieve here. Now, let me introduce myself and my colleague as well as a meetup group leaders. So myself, Sandeep Menon. I work for NJC Labs in the role of head of training and development. I come from a completely an infrastructure background for almost 25 plus, almost 30 years of experience I'm holding. Predominantly, I've been a trainer in my most of my career, but I also take part of different projects as well in mainly into the platform area, not like a not in the form of a developer or a solution architect. I'm more into the platform architect perspective. So that is myself, and I have here with me my colleague Saurav as well. Saurav, you can introduce yourself.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you, Purna. Thank you, everyone, for joining this session. So, as coaching Mills of Meetup Group, we are trying to organize these events, or whatever we feel can help everyone, like have some knowledge in different fields in MuleSoft, relevant to MuleSoft. So yes, thank you all for joining the session. I am Saurabh Kumar Chaudhary. I am a technical instructor at NGC Labs. I also have been a part of different projects as well, and I work also as a senior mix of developer at NGC Labs. And yeah, that's all from my side. And thanks all for joining. And thank you, Putna, for giving this session. Over to you. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Saurav. So with that, I will introduce Purna. Purna has coming from a very strong integration background, almost 16 plus years. So she have been working with many organizations, many technologies, and I'm sure she will be giving us a lot of you know uh, advanced information and technology glance, whichever we are going to see today. Yeah, so thank you Purna for taking this effort, taking this initiative. Appreciate it. So with that, I will hand it over to you. You can,
Sure, sure, sir.
yeah, thank
So to start with, really thank you so much to Sandeep and Saurabh for giving me this opportunity. And hello to everyone. I'm Purna and working as MuleSoft architect at NJC Labs. And I've had the opportunity to work across a wide range of enterprise integration projects, helping organizations design and implement scalable and efficient solutions. And today we'll be talking about our agenda, retail integration with AI. So every retail developer or architect, I'm sure they must be having some in the room today, they may be having some AI initiatives underway or they are planning for it. So, the core message that we want to give is for AI success in retail, it is the integration architecture that matters more. It's not the choice that you want AI, it's the architecture that drives it. And in the session, we'll try to understand how our solutions can be more ready for AI to concrete retail use cases we'll go through and
ഞാൻ
also we'll
വ്യാഴാഴ്ച ഇന്നലെ വന്നത്.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's fine, Purna. I think somebody was unmuted.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, sure.
go ahead, go ahead.
And yeah, yes. Then in the end, we'll also have a short live demo to see how AI really works in action. So this is our agenda that we'll be covering. So we'll first start with the problem, why the current retail AI pilot stall, what can be the fix for the future, what will be our reference architecture in the retail use cases, and the business impact of these use cases, and finally the live demo. Right. So let's jump in. So this is our core. So before we had MuleSoft or before AI, how the systems were integrating with each other. So if you look at the systems, these are the standard retail stock systems. Like there will be a e-commerce system, there will be an ERP system, OMS system, CRM system, and all are connected with each other via point-to-point connections. There is no clear for if you say if you want to integrate AI, it will come somewhere awkwardly in between and also try to connect with every system like point to point again to get the real time or to get the status of what is happening with the package. So that's where it is the pain point that the system stall, AI use cases stall, and where we need to have a proper architecture designed properly so that AIs can be properly used for the reusability that MuleSoft provides that can be integrated, right? So let's move to the next slide. So the fix. Fix is the API led connectivity. That's our very own MuleSoft's approach. Like the API should not be having point to point integration, but designed in a way that they are reusable. And when AI comes into picture, then these APIs or the design should be reused wherever possible. Need not do another point-to-point integration just to make sure that AI works. So to start with the systems, so first is our core system APIs that unlocks the core systems, like any system that is POS system, ERP system, OMS system, all should be integrated with the system APIs exposed with the help of system APIs. And on top of system APIs, there should be process APIs to orchestrate and reshape the business logic, right? And on top of process APIs, there should be experience layer that that takes care of the process layer that integrates all the system data, unified data, and exposes the APIs as experience based upon the system consuming that API. Say, for example, AI comes, there's a specific use case that we want to showcase, then we can leverage the experience API that is already there, reusing what is already implemented. So different experiences can be a web experience, mobile experience, and an in-store app, a kiosk, AI agent, multiple use cases can be there that just leverage the architecture that you have already defined. Yeah. Then moving on to the reference architecture, like I said, the MuleSoft's three-layer architecture, API-led architecture, is what is our retail, AI-ready retail architecture. So the same system of records, like the POS system, e-commerce, OMS, the same system still remain there. And on top of it, we build the system APIs. So we move again from left to right to navigate through the systems. We build the system APIs that expose the system of records. And on top of system APIs, we build the process APIs that unify the real time inventory and customer data. And that is used by our experience layers. That can be the web, store app, like we previously discussed. It's the same architecture that we have to follow. And if a new use case comes, we just start from here. We don't have to rebuild from scratch. That agent need not connect directly with the system of records. So this is our core architecture, which we should be focusing on. And AI is just not one system. There can be multiple use cases that can reuse this architecture. Right? So let's jump into the use cases. So the first use case is the real-time personalization. So before the architecture where we had the point-to-point architecture, there were nightly updates, batch customer extracts. There were also like if a bot is implemented, then it will the give the information based upon the nightly updates that are available. The recommendations are based upon those inventory that was part of the batch updates that were happening overnight. But after we implement the API-led architecture, then we'll have the real-time updates. The inventories will be synced in real time, and AI will be able to recommend the exact problem or what is happening in the last 5 minutes of activity. So that will be our before and after what happens when we implement AI with retail. Right? So we move to the next. So this is our next use case, which is about store associate and customer co-pilots. So say suppose let's consider I am a consumer and I go and ask AI that I want a jacket of so and so size from so and so wherever stay. I just search for that, and with AIs, with our APIs, when we ask the question will come to our experience layers, then to process layers, and that will tell us the unified real store locator where that can be found. And then orchestration will happen via the experience process and system layers, unification of that data will happen, and then a final answer will be given back to the consumer. So you will know the exact situation where we are, whether it's 2 miles away or it's far away. But again, the same pattern covers what a customer facing chatbot wants, or the same app can be used by a store associate also. It need not have a different view every time, like what is happening. Like the store app person tells you something else, but you see something else on the app. That will no more happen. You will have full unification of information. Okay. So this is also the flow that I'll be demoing in the end. And also here I'll be emphasizing that there is reusability that is the key that is needed. And the same governed layers serves as customer facing AI, that assistant on the website and an internal tool that associates use will handle. Okay. Now we move to the next, the business impact. When we implement AI with our API-led connectivity, then it unlocks the new use cases. Like the ship to market is quite high because you are just reusing the APIs and just on top of the experience layer, you're just building a bot that reads the same information. So your market time is very high. It's very quick. It's not. It doesn't take any time there. And the second impact is the accurate inventory numbers. So across the channels, you get the right accurate numbers because you have already unified all the systems. Then the governance and security is also enforced because you're governing it on top of the experience layer. You need not implement at every level. So whatever you have implemented once can be reused every time. And then the last impact is there are many more actually. I've just listed a few, like the store, web, and AI experience all share the same data. That is the unified data that everybody gets. There's no gap in the information that anybody gets here. Uh, So then we move to the next slide. So how do we achieve this? So a phased path to AI ready, or what can be the quick market time from implementation, from design, implementation, and production deployment? How quickly can we do it? So here I've defined there can be four phases of this. Like the first phase can be implementation of core systems, unlocking them. So MuleSoft provides an accelerator backed approach where MuleSoft provides accelerators for retail use cases. So that can be simply leveraged. We can unlock them using quickly and implement them based upon the systems that are present in the landscape of the client. So that's your first phase. Then phase two is again unification of data where we implement the process APIs, unify the systems. So this is again provided by MuleSoft, very quick to market approach. So this is again accelerator packed approach. Phase three is depending upon the AI experiences that we want to implement. So that is the third case. You implement experience APIs based upon the requirement, like the co-pilot or the assistant. So this will be custom built. Phase three. Then phase fourth is reuse. Simply whatever you have implemented in last three phases, just reuse every time. So the time to value is very quick for every use case. But again, that's a custom built phase four. Then let's move ahead and see how it works. But before I move ahead, any questions that we want to discuss?
So Purna, I have one question actually.
Yes, sir.
So when I say, when you're saying the organization, let's assume that, organization has hundreds of APIs, and so, big organization will have all these. So when they going for an agentic approach or any AI approach, how that decision making is coming up, which one is AI ready, which one is not AI ready. So that kind of a segregation or a decision can a organization can take in this case, or is there something they need to bring on top of it so that that API becomes AI ready. So what would be the approach in your thought?
Yeah. So that's a very good question, Sandeep. So the approach should really be when we start the project from the beginning, it should be implemented in a way that it is AI ready. So if you start with a use case, with any use case, the customer may not know that in future they will have AI, but they should follow the approach of system, process, and experience layer, the three-tier architecture. They should just stick to that. So if the systems are exposed in a way that it consumes the data and it is future ready, then it will automatically work. They need not do anything later on in the later years. But the core is the architecture. They should start from the first day, follow the architecture from the first day. And whenever they decide that I want to implement AI for so and so use case, they'll already have that background ready. Like system APIs are already there, process APIs are already there. Just the experience for the specific use case they'll have to implement.
So if that is the case, so imagine if someone is coming from a different technology. Now let's assume that they are moving towards MuleSoft, and then later on they might be introducing AI on top of that. So if somebody has not at all followed this API-led architecture in any other technology, so when they come to MuleSoft, so that rework is very critical, right? Isn't it? So they may have to bring every APIs to this specification, and then only they will be able to do this. Or is there a way directly from their own platform they can get into an AI, enabled kind of an ecosystem?
So again, this is I've not faced this problem, but this is definitely possible. MuleSoft also provides AI agent that can connect to other systems, need not be MuleSoft APIs. So
Okay,
that is also possible.
okay, great. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions do we take before I move on to the demo?
Yeah, I think we can move on now.
We can move on.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just bring up. So I'll just start with my API first. I need to bring it up. So for the demo, I've created two system APIs. One is an inventory system API. Other is a store locator system API. Inventory system basically connects with any uh, inventory system that stores the information of the product. Then store locator system APIs tells about the location where I can get that specific product, how near that product is to me. Then there is a process layer, unified inventory process API. This API unifies the data across the two system APIs. And on top of it, there's an experience layer. This is specific to our use case that we'll be covering. That is to find out the information about the product and how near that is. Right? And I've implemented all these four APIs using MuleSoft Vibes. So it's just I've given instructions to the Vibes and it has created these four APIs. It has also deployed these four into my Anypoint platform. And to consume this as an AI, I've implemented an MCP server that connects with. So you see, this is the MCP server I've implemented that connects with my experience layer using the standard HTTP request that calls the API that is deployed in the cloud, Cloud Hub 2.0. And to consume this as a cloud, as an AI agent, I've implemented it using. So if you see that the app is deployed, now I'll bring up my cloud agent, Cloud AI. So here I'll just show you. This will integrate with my assistant. This is my assistant, and I'm just bringing it on. So So if you see, this is my assistant. I'll bring up again. Assistant MCP server. And if you look at the server name that I have is the same. Now I make a call. Say I want to know about. I just ask a question. Do you have um, Withdrew near downtown SF? And just send this question to Cloud. Just searching. No, it's not reaching. I think. Just ask again. Yeah, see the request started coming. It is coming to my server. It is checking the product availability. See, when the request was sent, it transformed that message into the request that my experience looks for. Experience API request. That is, this is the product name. This is the location. And it is sending that request. It has already sent, but looking for a response. Something is. Future clause. We'll send the request again. I'll cancel this and try again. Somehow today it's not working. I'll just restart it.
Projects are running, right?
Yeah, yeah, okay. Can I make a direct request to experience of words? From here also it should work. Hmm, stop this one and restart this. It fails because I just restarted my app. So I'll restart my cloud because I've restarted. Let's see. Yeah, the server is running. And I'll just ask the server. Yes, it started sending the request. Now it is giving the answer also. So it says yes, it is in stock, and the closest is this, just this. So all this information it is getting from the experience layer. So if we do a deep dive into how it is getting, so let's look at the experience. Any questions from anyone? So if you look at the experience layer, experience API received this request. So these were the products that I was sending and the location. Then this request was sent from the experience layer to the process layer, then from process to both inventory system and store locator. And based upon that, we got the response here. So same way, if I ask another question like, do you have a jacket near the same location? If I ask, then it again searches, looks for the same product. So now I do not have any jacket defined. So I could not find jacket in the store. And it tells I have got only these products, so you should look for any of these. And so this is the real time that I get. Like I need not wait for the response on when I, when the real data sync happens between the two systems. So that's our use case number two to get the real time information. Let's also see one more use case to understand how the AI is improving the data that we are looking for. So let me bring up one more. So this is a store assistant app, and this will tell us about how API-led integration is helping us compared to the legacy. So say suppose if I ask, so this is really a simulation. This is not really calling any APIs. It is just for demo purpose. So if I ask this question with API-led, it will follow the same process. It will go to the experience layer, then to process, then to system layers, and it will give the real-time information. So this is what we actually demoed in the last year's test. So we get the real-time grounded answer to understand, okay, one API was called and this is the real information that we get from the systems. Now if we run the same question with the legacy system where the chatbot integrates one to one, point to point with every system, and I ask the same question, you'll see there's no unified API. The nightly batch jobs do not have any information about it. So I show this item as in stock based upon our last data sent, but I cannot confirm the size or which store because the bot doesn't know. There is no real-time information. And if the say suppose the product is sold in last 5 minutes, the bot will not know. So that's the difference that we get with API-led integration and the legacy or the siloed architecture. Right? So the information is stale or incomplete answers we'll get. Okay, then coming back to our deck.
So one quick question, Purna here. So how easy, if somebody would like to establish this connectivity between your cloud and the local MCP server or whatever, how is
Mhm.
that? Is it easily to doable, or is there any complex connectivity requirements are there?
It's very, very simple. Just few steps, 4 or 5 steps that we have to do. So for demo, I implemented this MCP server in my local. But in real time, these APIs, like the experience process, are all sitting in Cloud Hub, right? So on top of it, there will be a Flex gateway that will be securing the APIs for any threats, and there will be an MCP bridge that we will build directly on the Cloud Hub, and this MCP bridge will directly connect with our Cloud app. And the configuration, if I show you the configuration, it's literally in the configuration file, just a single step we have to implement. I'll just show you. Um, so this is the config. I'll bring up the config also. So in the config, just the server details I have to add. Like this is my remote server. So right now it is connected to my MCP server, but this will be my remote MCP bridge configuration. We have to give the transport and the information. That's it, and it will automatically connect.
Okay, cool.
And very simple for anybody. Anybody can do it. It's so simple.
So this bridge which you're talking about, this can be deployed onto the Cloud 2.0 environment, right?
Yes, yes. It this MCP bridge is on the platform itself.
So are we taking help of something like an Omni gateway or?
Yes. We will require an Omni gateway. So if I
So
show you
managed
here,
flex spaces is very much requirement, I believe, right?
yes, yes. So because this is a live demo, I did not implement any of this. But if we go here, there's a, if you go to API manager, so if I show you my experience that I've implemented, the assistant experience, here there's an option to implement, add to new MCP instance. So
Okay.
this takes me to the bridge where I can decide like this is the API instance, add agent to the MCP instance, and this will be my Flex gateway that will be running, and this will build the bridge between the cloud app and my experience API.
Cool. Yeah, thanks, man.
Any other questions on the demo?
Uh, Puna, one question from my side. I think
Yes, sir.
this is like with the MCP protocol, right?
Mhm.
Like these questions might, is it possible to take it to an agentic approach, like A2A approach as well in retail? Uh,
Yes, it is possible.
so,
It is.
which will be more beneficial going forward? Like if someone wants to like, either they want to go with A2A or someone wants to go with MCP protocol. Uh,
Both have their own benefits,
okay.
actually. So, if we talk about my current for the demo purpose, I use MCP server because it was very quick to implement and to show how the architecture will look like. But if we look from the real use cases perspective or how vast the retail industry is, then it's better to go for A to A approach because there will be so many use cases. There will be different use cases which they want to know the information from different agents. So it's better to have A to A approach rather than an MCP approach.
Okay.
That's again
So
my understanding
yeah,
of this.
yeah, yeah. So the reusability feature is more like prominent with
Yes,
A2A. So later on,
yes,
that we can always go ahead and reuse other agents which are already built, like the MuleSoft accelerators, right?
yes, yes. Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thank you, Suri.
So,
Any other questions before we move ahead? Okay, so this is really our last slide after the demo. Like the core message that I want to give from this entire session is the architecture is the key. So for AI strategy to work the way we wanted, the architecture is the core. So for every use case that we build for AI, architecture has to be good. It has to follow the API led architecture so we can make use of the reusability at every step. So the core goes to the start with the system API, audit your core retail systems, then identify one high level use case to pilot or to demo, like this is how it will work, and then design for a use. So these are the three key messages that I want to give, and we start from there. So we are at the end of the deck. Any Q&A that we want to have? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I think we don't have any questions for now in the Q&A. So probably, yeah. So these are some of the meetup and the informative slides, I would say rather. So these are, if somebody would like to join the Microsoft community Slack, definitely, that is possible. You can just do that, and you can be part of the community. You can contribute in the form of a developer or as an architect, whatever where you want. And yeah, that is one information I would like to give. Yeah, just go to the next slide.
Yeah.
and get connected. That's very important. That's the key actually. So the platform is everywhere. The social media is, we all know that. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instas, and the community channels. We are everywhere, and there are different type of programs as well. You yourself could become a meetup leader. There are certain windows, means, and you can be recognized as a MuleSoft expert and a MuleSoft leader as well. You can join if any opportunities are available. So you can stay in touch with the Slack community, and we can just get in touch with the organizers and the admins. They will be able to help you with that, right? And that these applications open quarterly actually. So stay connected to the community for that. Get the information. Yeah, and there is also another program called MuleSoft Mentor program. Actually, this is also very important. So there are different programs. Are there MuleSoft Leader, MuleSoft Mentor, MuleSoft Ambassador? So these are different levels of programs. Now, next mentorship comes up in the September month of September, I guess, September 1 to 31. So that is also an opportunity for you to contribute to the community, right? So please join and try to be part of the community, and try to be part of product releases as well. So there are a lot of new products are getting released, so you get all this information, the roadmap of the of product as well, right? Yeah, different information. So stay connected to the community. That's the key actually. Yeah. Yeah, and thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for me taking time, and on a Saturday. And I know it might be a busy schedule for many of you guys. And yeah, appreciate it. And I hope you can meet on the next session, I believe. And thank you so much, Purna, for taking the initiative, taking time to create this in a very short time. I know that you are also busy with the project as well. So thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Sandeep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks
Thanks
a
a lot,
lot.
Poorna, for the
Thank
wonderful
you,
session.
everyone.
Thank you,
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sandeep. Best
Thank
of
you,
luck.
everybody.